As you're listening to the set of audios that will follow after this, you will soon begin to realize that as you listen to my voice, this information, in one way or another, will be very helpful when achieving the results you want in your life, in terms of, first, your financial goals, your personal relationships with people and yourself, and also with your spirit, your light body, in which is the foundation of all experiences that you have in this life. This information has nothing to do with religion or culture. The purpose of this set of programs that I've decided to design for you guys, for whoever, the listener that is listening to this, is to really help facilitate the experience that you were meant to have. It seems like a lot of people are just born in this world and they do not fulfill their dreams, and a lot of these souls are wasted in pain. And to end that level of suffering that so many are experiencing, I have decided to delve deep into the design of reality so that you will have the power that you were born with to hack into the program of reality and really achieve and gain whatever result that truly your soul desires in every aspect of your life. This is my purpose, this is my passion, it's one of my passions, it's one of my deep, deep passions to really facilitate your experience of reality. And as you listen to these audios, notice how your heart will start changing and you will start feeling happier and happier by the moment, regardless of the fact or the circumstances or the troubles or the events that happens outside of your life. I hope that these set of audios can be a beacon of light in the darkest moments so that you're able to become the light from within, and in that way you won't need any outside source of enlightenment, because you yourself have the light deep within you. And then you will be able to independently light up the room of your life and light up the world that you are in, this third dimensional reality, this fourth dimensional reality that we're all navigating together as one soul, even though it seems like we're all divided. I'd like to start with the topic of money, which is a gateway of, and by the way, I forgot to mention this, my first language is not English. So in the process of explaining these concepts, I might sometimes have a little bit of trouble in terms of the grammar or the vocabulary that could be limited. But in the same way, as I continue making these videos, you'll notice that I will become more and more efficient. And I start to become much more the more efficient I become, the more helpful I will be, and that will serve my purpose, my ultimate goal of creating pure heaven on this planet. And that would make me really happy. And that would make you very happy too, wouldn't it? You can imagine what it would be like if you can experience the most wonderful experiences that you are not experiencing now. What would it be like if all of your dreams just came true instantly? Not within 60, 70, 80 years, but within just maybe days, or maybe just hours, or maybe just seconds. Wouldn't that be a wonderful, wonderful experiences? And that would, and I'm talking only about the positive experiences. And in that way, you can imagine that being, that soul, that person that I just described is you at a certain point that is not this moment in time. But together, we will reach that level. Just because you had the courage to explore audios and themes such as this. And one way you could help me to better facilitate this experience is to truly engage yourself in this conversation and discuss with people in the comments and share this with a lot of people. And in that way, you can not only become only the light within your heart, but the beacon of light in the darkest of times for other people as well. And in that way, you could illuminate, you could enlighten the world. And that would be a wonderful, wonderful version of Earth, wouldn't it? So don't refrain from sharing and commenting. Express your thoughts, in the most positive way possible. In that way, you will get more of the things, more of the facilitation that you desire, and no more painful experiences in your life. And that would really help me have a much more happier experience of my life as well, because we are not separated. We are one. We are one. And this you can feel. Perhaps you might be the type of person where you see a beggar and you just don't let that experience pass. You just stop your car and go over a grocery store and buy a lot of food, and just give it to this person without expecting anything, and then just watch this person from afar. And you'll notice what gratitude is. Gratitude. And you'll notice that you will open the door to a new level of experience, emotional experience, positive experience in your heart that you maybe perhaps thought that it didn't exist, but now it does, because you have done it. More on that later, but for now, let's talk about your financial goal. Okay, what's going on there? Okay, because why do you think we touched the subject of money? Okay, we have, and I'm gonna go through some of the concepts that you can find in self-developmental books, so that you don't need to read and go through 20-30 books on money and manifestation, financial manifestation, and I can just give you the pure the extract, so we can discard all the stuff that could make your experience sluggish and slow, and I would facilitate you, saving you some time, and really get to the point, get to the core of the problem, the cause of the symptoms, so that you could have a much more faster result. Wouldn't that be a wonderful idea? So accept that, and here it goes. Why is money important? Now, if you're the type of person who wishes to make a lot of money just to enjoy your life, then that model is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that idea, but it's very limiting, because at a certain point you'll have enough for food. Probably you do already have enough money for food. Okay, if you're not starving, you have enough money for clothes, you'll have enough money for your family. And at that point, if you have that as an objective, just to make enough money to get by and be satisfied, then that model, that version of concept, that idea itself is very limiting, because as soon as you have the thing that you want, your body won't want to move anymore. It will not develop itself and do all the research and study to become a big financial powerhouse. You won't be able to do that. So first of all, you have to operate your mental software, your mind. You have to operate from the perspective that your goal is not to just have a materialistic rich experience. Not only that, of course that's included, but that can't be the final goal at all. You must have a higher purpose. You must decide to be a part of the solution. You must decide to be exclude yourself from just a consumer, just a part of the problem, just a user, and you have to work from the perspective of a designer, a programmer, an architect of reality, an architect of infrastructure that will allow more people to become enlightened and happy. You have to operate from the perspective that you have to make your passion to change the lives of the people around you in a much more positive way. You have to set that up as a goal, and you have to see what are some of the benefits that you would get in the process of achieving this journey, this wonderful experience, ecstatic goal. How would you feel when you are at the top? And the world has nothing but gratitude towards you for saving their souls, saving their bodies, and saving their emotions, and transforming them into a much more pleasurable experience, facilitating them to a much more smoother navigation, experience. You must have that as a goal and see what are the things that really benefit you. When you really accept that as your true purpose, whether you do it through music, whether you do it through writing a book, whether you're doing what service you're providing to the people who interact with you, to the animals, to the world, what service are you providing? Then in that sense, you will have enough passion, enough willpower to keep going. But if you accept this idea very lightly and not take it very seriously, and that is free will. You have the free will to choose to accept this message strongly or choose to accept this message lightly. That is completely up to you. I will not take that away from you by saying you must accept all the things that I say and you should not discard any of this. That is an option too. However, the degree on how serious you are about this message that is being delivered through whatever technology that we're using at this moment in time, how seriously you take, how much value, psychological value you put into this information will decide the output and the outcome. So at this moment in time, you have total control of whatever possibilities and rewards you will receive in your life. And that makes you an all-powerful being. At this moment, you have a billion choices. To what degree will you accept this message? Look from what multidimensional perspective you will observe, listen, and feel this message. To what degree of strength? To what degree of truthful interest you will accept this message? And how many times you will repeat and repeat, listen to this message until it just becomes a part of your subconsciousness so that you act in ways without trying too hard. The action starts coming out, How will you accept? To what position? In what position are you going to sit down when you listen to this message? Where will you listen to this message? There are a billion choices that you can make at this moment, and that puts you in the seat of the king in the kingdom of heaven, where you have the authority and the ability and the strength and the resources to create whatever desires, to bring into existence whatever dreams that you have in your mind into this physical dimensional reality. And that makes you the most powerful being in your private little universe that you are navigating at this moment. And looking from that perspective, there is no other universe that is more generous than this at any moment in your time in life. And you might be saying, well, that's very easy for you to say. That's very easy for you to just talk about these things without feeling my position. How would you like to be, taking care of a dying parent of stage 4 cancer? What will that do to my experience, do you think it's easy to endure that painful experience? And what I say is, it all comes down to how you perceive that reality. At any moment in time, if you had a deeper understanding of the mechanism, how this reality works, then you would, even in those times of trouble, you would still have a relatively much more easier version of manifestation, of manifesting the results you want. Your inner state, your emotional inner state of your soul will decide the outcome, and perhaps you might even perform miracles that were proven to work in your ancient texts called the Bible. There have been people who performed these miracles, people like you. You were all born with these abilities. You just have never explored them. I'm pretty sure you don't have a school subject called remote healing or instant healing or healing energetics. These are the subjects that your educational system should be teaching each other in order to evolve into the next level of evolution. And when subjects such as this becomes accepted by your society, subjects such as instant healing, meditation, NLP, lucid dreaming, and yoga, physical exercise that provides a challenge, such as MMA or Jiu-Jitsu. All of these things, if these things become the main subjects that you deal in school and have science, math, geography as supplementary topics that people would like to explore, that will create a much more empowering system of education, which each children would have the power to change the world. And by this time, we would be navigating in the stars and different planets, helping other civilizations who need our help, instead of fighting against ourselves. And only you, which is me, because we're connected, we can make this happen with love. We can make this happen with unconditional, pure love towards each other. And notice how the more I speak, the more concepts I share, sometimes it might appear that I don't have a specific topic in mind. I might just keep going on and on and on, even though our topic is focused on money. You will soon come to the realization that I might not really be talking about money, but that was a very valuable moment in time where the message was delivered, the secret to money was delivered in a different place that you have not looked at yet. The secret to physical abundance is inside everyone. But the problem is you were looking in the wrong pocket. Or you were either looking in the wrong pocket for the right tool, or perhaps some of you already have the tool, but you don't know how to use it. You don't know the manual of the mechanism, how the dynamic mechanism that makes this clock tick, And it is my purpose to provide you with a very comprehensive, easy to understand, and pleasant manual of how to navigate and hack and even manipulate the version of life and reality that you would like to experience, you would love to experience, you would pleasure yourself experiencing it. And that sounds like a much more version of reality that you would like to have, doesn't it? I love those words. And sometimes I might use a different level of communication, and I might change the pace like I'm changing right now. And whatever I do, it doesn't matter what I do. But first, I will teach you, not teach you, but more share, Let me provide you a much more easier version of absorbing information. I don't care how high or low your IQ is, there's a way to instantly boost your mind so that you can absorb all the information coming from these audios 100%. And you're able to make your mind become more like a sponge. And something very simple, okay, is required to do that. A lot of people, when they come across a new source of information, you might give a person, okay, let's look at a starving fisher. Okay, he's not really good at fishing. So me, as a successful fisherman, I go over to the 12 different fishermen, and let's say I teach them how to find the spots where you see like an immense amount of fish, because the ocean is full of them. You know, it's full of riches and resources, and you go over there and you teach them how to spot them. Okay, but depending on how they perceive this information, a skeptical person will probably not absorb enough information, because a skeptical mind derives its power from a position of fear. If you have noticed, what if something goes wrong and I listen to this person, and what if the information that he gives me doesn't help me and I end up wasting my time? So just by, perhaps you're able to notice, if you're like me or anybody else, you're able to notice that you come across some valuable information, and the results are all different depending on the person. And that's kind of very hard to predict. Some people will make money with some system, like we have all these affiliate marketing programs on the internet, and the results are all different. Some people are hyper successful, but some are not. So the problem comes from the perspective of a skeptical mind. If you have a skeptical mind, you will miss all the wonders. So instead of operating from the perspective on how to really prove if this thing works or not, it's much easier to operate from the perspective that you say, well, I don't care if this information are true or false. That's not important, because that's what most normal people will focus on. If you function from the perspective that has this type of mindset in your head, saying, well, I don't care who this person is, that's not important. I don't even care where I'm getting this information from. I just want to know if this information is useful. If I think it's useful for my mental software, I use it. If I think it's not, I discard it. That should be a much more empowering mental functional perspective. And if you haven't heard of this before, perhaps it is your time to really understand that it's a good thing for you to not be afraid and start exploring some of these wonderful ideas that are going to be fed into your mind so that you can have a better output of reality. So let's go back to the subject of money. There are a couple of things. First, if you say, I need money, you won't get it. You simply won't get it. Look outside the window. There are so many people that say, I need money, don't they? Now, look at the billionaires. They don't care about money. They just wake up and they just do whatever they want. The moment they open their eyes in the morning, they say, okay, what kind of fun will I have? I really love my job. I have this passion. You know, they're setting up infrastructures here and there, building roads, hospitals, educational organizations, charity foundations like Bill Gates, So they're not concerned about money, are they? When Bill Gates was programming Windows, and when Steve Jobs was building his computer at the basement, he could go for hours and 3 days without sleeping, because it is his passion. It's just love. It's just heaven. It's impossible for that person to get tired. In order for you to find that missing secret, first of all, is to understand that you have to truly operate from a different perspective that you were operating until now. And first of all, the first thing is to realize that other people's happiness is also your happiness. And if you have a little bit of trouble understanding this concept, there's a way that I could show you, that I can share with you, in a way that I can facilitate your experience in understanding this new software that is much more happy to have. And I will continue that in the next video, or I mean the next audio. So stay tuned. And if you really like these videos and if you really like my content, then please share with other people. And that is your way of contributing. Also, that is your way of really encouraging and motivating me even more, so that I can give you more of the things that you truly deserve to get and more of the things that you like. Thank you so much. My deepest gratitude towards your courage to start exploring some of the areas of your life that will lead you to a wonderful journey and a much more exciting, better, and happier and orgasmic version of reality that you truly deserve to have. So please comment and share, and I'll continue this audio in our session number 2.